Hey everybody, welcome back to 1776 or Bust. Tonight I'm going to do a quick overview of the 2 days that I spent with the Vedder holster and the Core Essentials belt that I got in the mail a couple of days ago. Now, I will tell you right now that at first I was a little skeptical of this holster. I did on my previous video the idea of whether or not I thought this holster was actually worth the money. Again, if you haven't seen the video, check it out. But I go into detail about the holster itself and the amount I paid for it, which was $90. I felt at that time it was a little excessive, and I still sort of feel that way because I think $90, for a holster, I don't know if it's that great of a bargain price-wise. However, I will tell you that the reason why I think they're able to charge that price and people will buy it, especially with the different types of camos and all that other stuff, I think the reason why that's possible is because of one thing and one thing only, and that's this clip right here. The clip, I think, is what is the biggest selling point of the holster itself. It's not the Kydex. It's not even the molding. The molding itself wasn't very good on the inside of it. Again, it fits the gun, no issues like that, so that's not an issue, but I think it's just the finishing point of it, which wasn't that great, and I pointed that out in the first video. However, this clip to me is where they dominate the market. Now, I know there are some holster manufacturers out there that do use the steel clip. I don't know of any others that actually use this type of method where you can cant back and forth with at least the steel clip. Some of the older holsters I have the plastic clips where you can do that, but none are actually as effective as this one right here. So I think the biggest selling point of this holster is this clip. Now, of course, if other holster manufacturers are smart, they're going to start transitioning away from those plastic clips and start transitioning into something like this. Even if, for example, they don't use this big piece of steel here and then the clip, maybe if they shorten it up and then do it from the top of the clip and then you're able to just adjust that, that might be a good idea to do. And as a result, I think it would bring some needed competition to this type of holster. So in my opinion, is the holster the best holster I've ever owned? Not really. Is it a really, really good solid holster? Absolutely. The reason being this clip right here. Now, of course, when I wore it today. Yesterday, probably in 48 hours, I was wearing my gun on me probably 32 straight hours. Now, some people say, boy, those are long days. Yes, I'm up early, and as soon as I get dressed out of the shower, on goes the gun, and it sits there on my hip the rest of the day, even when I'm home. So I did a number of different things with the pistol on, and it went from basically, shuffling the kids to and from, going out and doing some errands that are needed, some yard work. Today I was actually in the woods because we have a family of bears that has decided to create chaos with our garbage cans. Lots of fun. Thanks, bears. And as a result, I was in the woods, basically picking up all the trash that they decided they didn't want to eat and putting it back in bags. So that was a lot of fun. And I was sweaty. It was hot, very, very hot up here in New York today, very humid. And, the holster fit was great. I had no rubbing issues. It sat very comfortably on my hip. And I was just wearing a basic t-shirt and some shorts, and there was no printing whatsoever. Now, I believe that the clip has a lot to do with that. The one thing I have to say that I really am impressed with this holster is the clip itself. The clip tends to actually hold very close to the body. It doesn't have any give. It's not like a plastic clip where you wear the plastic clip and you can actually bend it a little bit, and even if it's reinforced, it still has a little bit of give on it. This one really has barely any, if at all. So I think that is a huge, huge benefit to this holster right here. Again, is it the greatest holster? Maybe, maybe not. Does it have the greatest molding? I would say no. So far, I've seen better. But overall, again, the reason why they're dominating, I think, is because of this clip right here. So you got that, holster manufacturers. Start making new clips as good as this, and you can compete against Vedder. Because right now, I think Vedder has a really good corner on the market, especially with this holster. So I'm very impressed with it, very happy. Again, is it worth $90? I don't know, but I'll let you decide when and if you decide to purchase one. For me, I'm still a little bit uncertain if I'd get another one, but if I can find one that has a clip like this, definitely would pick it up because I really think the clip is great. Now, the other part of this is the Core Essentials trackline belt. Again, this is the X2 belt buckle. This belt I wore all weekend as well, just to kind of run it through its paces to see how well it functioned, especially carrying a, not a super heavy pistol, but not a super light pistol. So I was carrying the PPQ all weekend in the Vedder holster with the trackline belt. There was absolutely no give in this belt whatsoever. As a matter of fact, I will put it to the side where I was actually wearing it, and I'll see if I can focus that in somewhere. Let me see. That, I don't know if you guys can see that, but right there is a little mark on the belt. Hopefully you can see that on the camera, but that's where the holster was laying basically the whole weekend. And you can see there's absolutely no deformity in the belt whatsoever. As a matter of fact, no markings, nothing. So it did a very good job holding up to the, the wear and tear that I put on the weekend. Now, of course, some people may be saying, well, come on, really, how much wear and tear did you do? Running errands, yard work, and cleaning up bear crap. To be honest with you, that's pretty much what most people are going to be doing, aside from the bear crap. The reason why I'm saying that is because unless you're going out there and you're, Special Forces, a Navy SEAL, or an urban tactical cool guy, I don't really think you're going to be doing much more than just ordinary, average, everyday tasks. Now, of course, if you ever get in a situation where you may have to do something a little bit more extreme, do I think this belt will hold up for that? Yes, I do. I think it did a great job holding up for the weekend. Again, there's no markings on it whatsoever. And I have to say, I think the biggest plus of this belt, which, by the way, if you have not checked the belt out, check my review out and check their website. But the biggest thing that made a difference for me with this belt wasn't necessarily how rigid it was. It was actually this belt buckle, this track line, the way they have this ability to just kind of size it any way you want whatsoever. And it deals with those teeth right here. So every 1/4 inch you can adjust it. So when I put my belt on and I had my holster on, I was able to cinch it just to the right, just the perfect spot. And I scuffed the belt buckle a little bit, but whatever, it's going to happen. I have to say, it just held the belt. It held my pants up great, held the gun up great, the holster up great, and I have absolutely zero complaints about this belt being used with this holster, being used with that pistol right there. So overall, if I was going to rank both of these things, this is a win. If you're looking for a good holster and you want to spend some extra money, check Vedder holsters out. In my opinion, they did a great job. The clip is just absolutely the best thing that I've had on any holster I've ever owned. I hope others start to get smart to this and start to change it and get away from that plastic, because this is the first one I've owned with a steel clip to it, and I probably won't be going back anytime soon. And of course, the belt itself, again, great belt. Again, I'll be switching this on and off because, again, I don't want to wear it down too fast. And as a result, I'll be using this, the $30 gun belt, and some other belts that I do have as well to kind of make sure that I can keep this in working shape. Other than that, it's been a really interesting day. I'm very happy with the products that I've gotten and received and bought. And hopefully you guys will subscribe if you haven't. Take a look at my other videos. Take a look at the review on the Core Essentials belt, including the Vedder holster, and tell me what you think. So as always, I hope you guys are having a great night, and freedom is never free.